Hi guys, welcome to another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand. I'm trying out something new today and I'm also recording video with this. So I'm going to be uploading it onto YouTube. So if you do listen to my podcast on YouTube, you'll be able to now see my face. So hello. Um, Today's episode is something that I'm really passionate about, and I think it's time that I made this sort of a priority and really showed you something that is really powerful in moving the needle and helping you to really scale your business in a way that feels aligned and good to you. Because I'm just seeing so much of there's a lot of leaders in their industries that are constantly in this state of hustle and rushing around and doing all of these things and launching after launch and doing all of this amazing stuff. And yes, they're making incredible success. They're incredible women. They're absolute powerhouses in what they do. But what is often happening with these types of people is they're burning out. They're actually making themselves ill because they're putting so much on their plates all the time. And even with a team, they're still doing all the rushing around. Now, for me personally, that just doesn't feel aligned. Like, I am here to create a successful business, to show others what is possible, and to make sure that it's aligned with me and where I want to be going. And for me, I'm all about freedom. I want to be able to choose when I work, how many clients I take on, and to have that kind of impact. And you can impact other people's lives, even doing things like this YouTube video. You could be watching this 3 years, 4 years, 5 years time, and it could impact you. So it's thinking of the long-term impact that you can have. And I personally am not here for the sort of overnight success side of things. I don't want to be hustling my way to success. I don't want to be working crazy hours. I don't want to be doing massive launches that burn me out and make me ill. Like, it just isn't aligned to me. So if you are feeling right now that you have invested in all the courses, you've invested in things like coaching, you're doing all of the things, you're taking all the action, you've got a massive long to-do list, you're literally doing every single thing that you have learned that you need to be doing, and you're just not getting the results. You're working your absolute arse off to get the results that you want, but it's just not happening. Something is blocking you from actually attracting that success. And I get it because I have been there myself. I literally invested in course after course. I had all of these things, all of these programs. Every time they didn't work, I thought, right, that wasn't the right one. Let's buy the next one. And just doing all of these things. And I had all of the tools to make the success, but something wasn't happening. I was working my arse off, working till 2 o'clock in the morning, constantly in that hustle of rushing and racing around. And all of those to-do lists, like literally, I had lists for lists. It was just overwhelming. And I was saying to myself, I don't understand why I'm not getting the success that those people are. I'm doing all of the things, I'm taking all of the action. But actually, what I hadn't realised was I was taking the action in terms of growing my business, but I wasn't taking the action in the very thing that was causing my block. Like, it was actually me showing up in that energy, constantly hustling my way to try and get the success, was actually repelling the very thing that I desired. So if you've been following me for a while, if you've been listening to the podcast, if you've been on my journey of where I've pivoted my business and I've been working on the self-development of my own personal growth, I have taken a step back. I've taken a step back and a pivot from all of the hustle. And that's not to say I'm not working hard. Like, I work really hard for my business. I work hard to create the life that I want. But it's about getting into alignment. It is about creating a business that is fully aligned to you and what your desires are. Now, I work with people that want the freedom. I work with people who want to be 100% present with their kids when they're in mum mode or dad mode. I want to have a life where I can go and do the school run, where I can go and take my kids on holiday, where I have that freedom to choose how to live my life and how I am showing up in my business, how I deliver to my clients. And for me, that is about being aligned with what I'm all about. So if you are in a constant state of being in on mode, what you're actually doing is you're in fight or flight rather. When you're in that state, what you're actually doing is you're increasing your stress level. And that alone is meaning that your brain, your mindset doesn't have space to actually take on more of what it is that you desire. So if you want more wealth, if you want more clients, if you want more success, if you want more people in your network, like whatever it is, if you are in this constant state of hustling and you're in on mode and you've got all this stuff on your to-do list that you're just going bam, 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 onto the next thing, the next thing, the next thing, without giving yourself any breathing space, it's going to have an impact on your productivity. It's going to have an impact on your health, your mindset, and it's also going to be repelling the thing that you want. So all of those desires, all of those things you want right now, if they're not happening and you are constantly hustling and you're just not seeing those results, it's because you're not giving your brain, you're not giving yourself that energetic space to be able to attract the things that you want. Now, when I'm talking about building your brand, what I'm actually talking about is building that awareness as to who you are, what you do, who you can help, and becoming an instant magnet for not just your dream clients, but also opportunities. So opportunities would be things like speaking. It might be inviting you to things like events, like whatever that is for you. It's opening up doors that are going to help you to scale and bring your vision board into reality. Now, if you don't have a brand, what is happening is you've actually got an energetic leak. You are making things so much harder for yourself because you're having to hustle. You're having to be showing up way more than someone with a brand would, because you need to be creating more touch points. You need to be creating that extra recognition for who you are and building that trust. And it takes a much longer time to build trust with your audience when you are not showing up as a brand, when you're not showing up as an authority in your business, and when you're, quite frankly, when your visuals suck. Like, if people are scrolling past you because you're not standing out, you are going to have to work a lot harder to get those results. Like, who wants that? The power of your brand is you become an instant magnet for the kinds of people you want to be working with. And that is what it's all about. It's about making your brand doing the hard work for you. Because when you do that, what is going to happen is you will attract. And this means that it's just going to free up so much of your time, so much of your energy, so much of your headspace, so that you can be doing more of the things that you love and switching off from being in that hustle mode and actually creating your dream lifestyle. So I'm just going to give you an example here. So I've been doing this for, I would say, a good 12 to 18 months now, where I've been taking way more time out and prioritizing my own well-being and doing things that feel aligned and good for me, because I know when I feel good, I attract things. Like, that is when I'll get those messages popping up saying, oh, someone's booked in a call with you, or someone's just paid for one of your courses, or somebody has like responded to your email saying they want to go ahead from a quote you sent out. Like, that is when magic happens. And when you get to switch off and do more of what you love, you literally do attract. So what I've been doing this summer, so it is the 30th of August right now, kids will be going back to school next week, and I have been working throughout because I'm launching my group program next month. But I have been launching in a way that feels aligned and feels good to me. Now, this isn't to say you can stop work, take a back seat, and magic is going to happen without having all of those systems and structures in place. Like, I do believe you need to put in that work initially and have those things set up so it's going to work for you. You need to be making sure that you are showing up and being visible, but not all the time. And when you have yourself positioned as a leader in your field with your brand, you're going to be attracting the kinds of people that you want in your world. And that is what everybody wants, isn't it? We want to have that fast track route to success without having to hustle all the time. But we don't want to be doing it to the point where we need to just keep going and keep hustling and keep crashing through that to-do list. Like, it has to feel good. It has to feel in alignment with what is important to you. And that is what I'm all about. So if you are somebody that loves to travel and you want to create more freedom in your life, then I can help you with that. If you are somebody that is very creative and you want to be doing more creative things, if you love to do art or whatever it is that you love to do, then I can help you with that as well. If you are somebody that wants to create more time for your family, if you want to be in 100% mum mode when you're with your kids, instead of thinking, oh God, I need to do that thing for that client, I can help you with that as well. Like, all of whatever your values are, whatever your vision is, whatever success is for you, I can help you to create that using the power of your personal brand, because your personal brand should be aligned to who you are, what you're all about, your vision, your mission, and all of those things that you actually want from your life and your business. Now, this is exactly why I will never use templates. You will never see me selling website templates, design templates, because I personally believe that you don't have a cookie cutter business. So using things like cookie cutter strategies and messaging templates and branding and websites and all of these things are not going to work. They're not going to give you the results that something that is completely customized to you, what you're about and your vision is going to have, because you're not a cookie cutter business. Like, buying these kinds of templates, it might mean that you don't have that initial hard work and it's just done quicker. But is it done right? Is it actually going to get you the results? And that is where it's really important to make sure you're building a fully aligned brand. Because when you get that time to do the more of the things that you love, because your brand is doing the hard work for you, you're going to be freeing up space in your mind. So if you've got that energetic leak at the moment in your business because you don't have that brand, if you're not standing out online as a leader, you're going to have to create more work. Now, I want you to just think for a second, when do you get your best ideas in your business, or even things that you're doing in your personal life? Like, when do those ideas pop into your head that you're like, oh my God, that's such a good idea. I'm going to run with this. I need to write this down in my journal, whatever it is. When does that happen? Because I'm pretty sure it's not happening when you are hustling, when you're crashing through that to-do list. Chances are it is happening when you're on holiday, when you're doing something that you love, when you're going out for a walk with your dog, like when you're outside or you've just got that time off, when you've freed up your headspace to be able to attract those ideas and those thoughts. You're literally giving yourself space to think and to download those codes that are going to help you to grow. And if you are constantly in this state of on and you've got that increased stress level, you are literally, you're not giving yourself any space to take on these amazing ideas. And what will happen is you will feel frustration, because when those stress levels rise and you're doing all the things but you're not seeing the results, it is the most frustrating thing. And I get it because I've been there myself. It's so frustrating because you literally feel like you're doing every single step that should be getting you those results. But if you are not giving yourself that space and that time to free up your energetic capacity, you're not going to be attracting the desires that you want. So I just want you to let that sink in for a second, because let's just say you take 3 hours off today. I want you to take 3 hours off today. You're going to go outside. You're going to go and do something that is really like aligned to your values, something you love to do. If you love to be out in nature, go and be out in nature. Go and do that thing. Listen to a podcast, like whatever it is. Go and do something that is going to help you to switch off from the constant hustle and just see what happens. Because I guarantee something will shift in you. You will get an idea. You will receive a message from someone wanting to book a call with you. You will just feel lighter. And when you feel lighter, you are in a much better headspace to be more productive, to get that to-do list done, and not put the pressure on yourself to just be crashing through the next thing, or telling yourself, I can't do this, I can't do that, because I've got all of these amazing things I've got to do on my to-do list, and oh my God, I need to deliver to that client, I need to do this, I need to do that. Like, I've been there, I get it. I have been in the hustle state. I was there for a long time, and it doesn't get the results that you want. If you want more freedom, if you want more wealth, that is not the way to do it if you are constantly hustling. So actually, the thing that should be at the top of your to-do list every single day is, what am I going to do for myself today that is going to give me that space, that capacity to actually be present with my thoughts, be present with my emotions, give myself space to absorb what is going on right now. Why am I feeling in a certain way? Like, why is something coming up for me? Like, do I have some kind of belief that is triggering me to do XYZ that is meaning I'm actually blocking the things that I want? So I want you to go away and just think, how can I do this every single day that is just going to clear up that space? And this was the biggest shift for me. because the ideas pop into your head, the wealth comes, the clients come, the opportunities come. All of these things come when you are giving your space, your energetic space, to attract those things. Because if you are filling that space with all of the stress, all the overwhelm, all the anxiety, you're not giving yourself any room energetically to actually take on more. So you're not going to be attracting those clients. So even if you've got an offer that you are just thinking is an absolute no-brainer and people would be crazy not to jump in at this, if you are at full capacity in terms of your energetic level and your mindset, and you've got all of this stuff going around in your head, you're probably not going to get the interest in it, because actually you're creating that block that is going to mean people won't be jumping all into your offer. And this is why, for me personally, launching with all of this hype, being online, posting 5 times a day, like doing all of this crazy stuff, just doesn't work for me, because it's not in alignment with who I am. I am a generator. So that means that I basically have the energy to keep going. I'm one of those people that I could stay up till super late at night. Like I could stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning and still get up at 5. And as long as I've had that sleep in between, I'm ready to go. I'm full of energy. I don't need like a morning coffee to get me going. I don't need all of these things. Like I can keep going. I'm like a Duracell bunny. Like I literally have the energy to keep going. And what happened for a long time is, because I had this ability to stay up late and get up early, it meant that when I was working in my corporate and agency days, I would be the person doing the overtime. I would be the person getting in early the next day to get the stuff done, because I had all this stuff on my to-do list and I knew I could do it because I had the energy to do it. But actually, I wasn't very productive because I was just focusing on so many different things all at the same time. I wasn't fully focusing on any one thing. And when it came to running my business, because I had the ability to just keep going and have all these ideas and literally like just keep going and working through that to-do list, what happened was I wasn't giving 100% to any one thing. And that is where my productivity was so crap, because I was just trying to multitask like a crazy person. And it meant that it was actually impacting my personal life. It was meaning that I wasn't giving 100% of my attention to my husband. I wasn't giving 100% of my attention to my kids. Like when I was in mum mode, yeah, I would be there, I would be with them, but I wouldn't be mentally present with them, because I was thinking of all of these other things I needed to be doing and other things I could be doing right now if I wasn't doing that. And although I kept telling myself my why was I'm doing all of this stuff for them, what was happening is I was actually causing a block. I was causing issues and energetic leaks in my own personal life because I was so focused on doing all of the daily tasks in my business. I was actually neglecting my own family and my own friends. And that is not how you want to be living your life. Like, I'm pretty sure if you're listening to this now, you'll be thinking, oh my God, like, this is me. This is where I've been going wrong. Or maybe you don't feel like this anymore, but you have, and you can totally relate to what I'm talking about because you've been there as well. And like, we all know we get our best ideas when we're off. Like, as an entrepreneur, I don't think you ever fully switch off, because when you do, that is when the ideas pop into your head. So there's always something that creeps in, but that is just where, when you're giving yourself that time and that space to have the energy to attract those things to you, that is why those ideas do pop into your head, because you're actually being present with what is going on around you. You're feeling into the emotions, you're feeling relaxed, like you're not in that hustle. And look what happens when you're in that state. You attract ideas. Like, ideas pop into your head if you're sitting on a beach, or when you're out walking the dog, or I don't know, like if you love to just go shopping and that is your way of relaxing and unwinding. Like, ideas literally pop into your head when you have the mental capacity to be able to free up that space. And it's not just about the ideas. Honestly, like, when I have days where I am fully switched off, and one thing, I'm going off on tangent now, but I'm going to share one thing with you that I have been doing this summer that has been a game changer for me. And that has been making sure that whatever I am doing in any set moment, that I am being 100% focused and committed on that one thing. That's forgetting everything else that is on my to-do list. It's what am I doing in that moment? So This thing that has been a game changer for me this summer has been, obviously the kids have been off for summer holidays. When we have been going out as a family, or when I'm playing with the kids and I'm in that mum mode, the thing that I've been doing has been putting my phone on airplane mode. So I cannot be contactable. I'm not going on social media. I'm not in the moment thinking, oh, this would be a really cute picture. I'm going to share that on my stories. I'll take photos to have those memories and then I will upload them later that evening. I do not post while I'm out with my family anymore. I used to do it, but what you see when you go out, all you see everywhere, you're surrounded by people that are they're living in the moment, but they're focusing on, I must put this on social media. I need to do this now. They're posting on their stories. They're tagging like where they are, like all the time. And that used to be me. Like I used to do that all the time because I just thought, oh, this is amazing content. It's going to be relatable to my audience and like people want to see what I'm up to. They can still see what you've been up to when you share it later that day. You don't need to be doing it like in that moment. And I think this is where, as a generator, it's been a learning curve for me because I am somebody that can be in that hustle and bustle and I can keep going and I do have the energy to be doing multiple things at any one time. But I'm much more productive when I am fully focused on one thing at a time. And this is why I always say to my clients to make sure every day you give yourself 3 things on your to-do list that have to get done. 3 things. If it means that only those 3 things get done, amazing. So you can have other to-do lists with all of those other things, but put it away, close it in a journal, close it in a book. So you can't see it. It's not always in your sight. And it just means that when you're focusing on those 3 things you need to get done, that is where your head is then focusing. So you're actually making it so much easier for yourself to stay on top of that to-do list and feel good at the end of the day because you've got those tasks done, and making sure that each task you're doing at any one time, you are fully focusing on that and stop procrastinating. Like I have reduced my time on social media down to less than half an hour per day. I post every single day. I show up every single day. I'm on my stories every day. I don't post on my feed or anything every day because I don't feel like I need to. Like I could, but I don't want to. Like if I'm not feeling inspired to do it, I am not scheduling my content because that's just never felt aligned to me because I don't know what I want to be saying tomorrow. And like this podcast episode, I'm recording because this feels like a good thing to talk about in this moment. But I don't schedule like really far ahead of what I want to be saying in terms of what my podcast is about. It just naturally flows. I don't edit my podcasts. Like I literally don't cut anything out. I record it in one go and I upload it like because I want it to be real and authentic. And like this for me is what a powerful brand does because I am showing up as who I am, my authentic self. If I stumble over my words, if I say something that doesn't make sense, like I'm just getting it out and I'm just being me because what happens when you're being yourself is you attract the right people to you. Now, people will listen to this or watch this video and think, oh my God, I don't like her voice, or God, she's got a gap tooth, or she's got a shiny head. Like they will say these things. People will say and think these things. It doesn't matter because if anybody thinks that, they're not the kind of person I want to be working with. Like they're literally not. And this is the power of having your brand. You want to be attracting the right people to you, but you also want to be repelling those that aren't the right fit because that's what a brand does. It does the hard work for you. So you don't need to be thinking about like all of those other things and having all of those really long nurture sequence with all of those funnels. Like a good funnel can actually be 3 to 5 emails long. If you're showing up as a brand that people want to know more about, they want to connect with you and learn from you because of how you deliver your content, because of the message that you have, because of your values, and they share similar values or they have a similar vision to you. When you're showing up authentically and actually sharing that with your audience, you become magnetic. You don't need to persuade people to work with you because you're just showing up as you. And I truly believe that when you actually prioritize your freedom, things that are aligned to you, things that feel good to you and light you up, you literally attract amazing things. Like you will get those messages popping up in your DMs. You'll get the emails coming in. You'll get podcast recording requests. Like things will happen. I guarantee it. So if you feel like right now you're hustling, if you're doing all of the things and you're not getting the results, chances are what is probably happening is you're not giving yourself that energetic space to receive those downloads, to receive those codes, and actually grow in terms of your personal development, which is going to allow you to attract the very thing that you want, whether that's more wealth, more clients, like whatever it is. So you need to make sure that every single day you are prioritizing your own well-being, doing something that lights you up, that feels good. So I have reduced my hours by a crazy amount over the summer, but actually this has been my best month of the year so far, with clients booking in calls, with clients signing up to my programs, with like being invited onto podcasts and being invited to guest speak and being invited to join teams as brand expert. Like, these things have been happening. And the main thing I've done is actually taken a back seat and prioritized doing things that light me up, having that freedom. So I want you to think about how you are spending your time. How much energy are you putting into that to-do list every day? Do you even have the capacity, the mental capacity in your current situation to take on more clients? Do you literally have the capacity to take on guest speaking sessions? Or is your day literally filled from the second you get up to when you go to bed with all of those millions of things on your to-do list, and you're not giving yourself that headspace to actually attract these things to you? So I would love you to have a think about that. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. Please do send me a DM if you've enjoyed this, what your key takeaway was. And if you enjoyed this episode, please do leave me a 5-star review. I would love to receive any reviews, hear your comments and your feedback. It really does help and gets me to know what is and isn't working for you guys in terms of like what you're enjoying listening to, so I can create more of the things that feel good to you. So do send me a message over on Instagram. You will find me at Jacquie Laws, and I hope you have a beautiful day. I will see you soon for another episode of Becoming a Powerhouse Brand.